So, can bars be held liable for drunk driving accidents? Yes, they can in Texas. These are what we call dram shop laws. I'm going to unpack what that means for a little bit. So, it used to be in the olden times that if a bar served someone alcohol and they were clearly drunk and they got behind a wheel, the bar was not liable. This is not the case anymore. Texas has, and most states have adopted this, some sort of various laws regarding this, but Texas isn't outside the norm here. But if a bar clearly overserves a patron to the point where they are clearly inebriated and that person gets behind the wheel of a vehicle, that bar can absolutely be held liable. In fact, one of the worst cases I ever worked on when I was just a wee little law student involved a dram shop case, and it was awful. It was one of the things that, frankly, personally changed my life and what really gave me a passion for doing this kind of area of law. But I digress a little bit. Regardless, yes, a bar can be held liable if it overserves a patron. So, one of the things that we have to ask ourselves, and any attorney will ask themselves when they're investigating whether or not a bar should be held liable, is I want to see the bar tab for the guy who got behind the wheel that night. I want to see how much did you serve him? How long was he there? Did he have any kind of obvious signs of that he was drunk? We have expert witnesses that will often testify to the various signs that this person is drunk beyond the legal limit, and thus they should be cut off. And the bar has an obligation and a duty, not necessarily just to the individual that is being served alcohol, but to the general public as well, that they need to make sure this guy who is clearly drunk isn't drunk to the point that he is no longer capable of making rational decisions. One of the things that we're looking for is, did he have was there any look in his eyes that he was clearly drunk? Was he slurring his speech? Things like that. We are looking for things like that show that the bar or the bartender should have known that they need to cut this guy off. Because what we do not want to see, and if you look at the statistics for drunk driving in Texas, it is very sad that the amount of drunk driving we see in this state. Fortunately, the laws have changed in that we have seen a decrease and a decline in these. Now, yes, the bars can be held liable, and if you are a loved one or involved in any kind of an accident involving a bar that overserves someone, certainly reach out to an attorney. If it's a drunk driver, you should be reaching out to an attorney to make sure that you can find out which bar it was, where did he get the drinks, how many drinks did he have, and should that bar have known that they need to cut him off before he became a danger to the public.